What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Xenny and I'm back with another video, man. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, I will appreciate it. Today we got Diddy collapses in court after bail set at $50 million. So without further ado, let's get straight to this video, man. King
will be spending time alone in a jail cell. His bail was denied twice, and the music mogul is so devastated that he has been placed on suicide watch. But Diddy isn't the only one who's worried. Some of his ex-girlfriends who participated in his crimes are already preparing for prison life. Wait till you know why Jennifer Lopez and Young Miami may be following Diddy to jail very soon. Their crimes will shock you. Diddy $50 million bail package rejected. Diddy doesn't want to spend a night in jail. After his arrest, his lawyers proposed a massive bail package to secure his release. The package included a $50 million bail package co-signed by Mr. Diddy, his mother, and other family members. Home detention, surrender of his passport, weekly drug test, and a visitor log that would be submitted to pretrial services each night. But that wasn't all. They also included his $48 million home in Miami, his private jet, and his kids' passports. He would also have restricted female visitors apart from his mother, his daughters, and his daughter's mothers. However, the judge revealed that he was concerned Diddy would obstruct justice and tamper with witnesses. It turns out the prosecution presented the judge with Diddy's old texts where he seemed to be threatening his victims. One of the texts was from 2016, after a 2016 hotel incident where he was caught on camera assaulting ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. "Call me, the cops are here, I got 6 kids. You please call, I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone?" the text read. It turns out that the incident took place after a freak-off in 2016. He allegedly paid a hotel $50,000 to erase hallway surveillance footage of an intoxicated Diddy throwing glass vases at Cassie when she tried to escape after he gave her a black eye. Getting a hotel to break the law by deleting footage of a crime only shows his immense power and control, leaving the judge no choice but to deny him bail. Now, the Bad Boy Records executive is set to remain in jail until his trial starts, and his jail situation is not looking good. According to reports, the mogul's attorneys have requested that their client be transferred to a facility in Essex County in New Jersey, arguing he might be unsafe at the hands of other inmates in the Metropolitan Detention Center. The rapper's huge celebrity status and the allegations of violence against women make him a very attractive target for assault. In the subculture of jails and prisons, delivering a hit on someone like Diddy would be considered a badge of honor. This reality adds another layer of danger to his already precarious situation. The constant threat of violence and the need to remain vigilant at all times are new and terrifying aspects of Diddy's life. And now reports show that Diddy has now been placed on suicide watch, with insiders revealing it's because he is a high-profile inmate. However, there are reports that it could be because of the jail's conditions. The infamous Metropolitan Detention Center, or the MDC, where Diddy is being held, has gained a notorious reputation for its deplorable conditions and the high-profile inmates who have been detained within its walls. Diddy's legal team has been vocal about the conditions at the Brooklyn facility and described the conditions as horrific and not fit for pretrial detention. The MDC has earned its name Hell on Earth due to the shocking conditions and harrowing experiences faced by its inmates. Upon arrival, he was processed and immediately placed in the Special Housing Unit, or SHU, due to his high-profile status. The SHU is the most restrictive part of the entire facility. It's designed for inmates who require maximum security and isolation. Diddy's cell measures a mere 6 feet by 9 feet, a far cry from the spacious mansions he once called home. Inside, he has 2 metal bunk beds, a one-piece mattress with an attached pillow, a blanket, 1 uniform, and a limited amount of commissary. The cell also contains a steel toilet and sink combination and a small writing desk. One of the most shocking aspects of Diddy's confinement is the toilet, which is rigged to flush only thrice daily. This measure prevents prisoners from flooding their cells and the entire facility. In the SHU, Diddy is allowed out of his cell thrice a week for 1 hour daily. This brief respite is spent in a small enclosed yard where he can stretch his legs and get a glimpse of the outside world. But even this tiny freedom is heavily monitored and controlled. The jail itself is a nightmare. In 2019, a power outage left inmates without heat, light, or hot water for days during one of the coldest winters in recent memory. The temperature inside the cells reportedly dropped to near freezing levels, forcing inmates to wrap themselves head to toe in towels and blankets. The crisis came to a head with protesters gathering outside the facility, where inmates banged on the jail's walls and flashed nightlights, pleading for help. The power outage was not an isolated incident. Reports of rat infestations, mold, and lack of access to clean drinking water are common. Violence is another pervasive issue within MDC. Inmates live in constant fear of attacks from fellow detainees and even correctional officers. But even with all these deplorable conditions, there's wide agreement that Diddy deserves it, especially after his charges were made public. The music mogul was charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
This indictment, announced by Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and William S. Walker, the acting special agent in charge of the New York Field Office of Homeland Security Investigations, paints a grim picture of a man who allegedly used his business empire to commit heinous crimes. According to the indictment, from 2008 to the present, Diddy led a criminal enterprise that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Diddy, who appeared in a New York City federal courtroom wearing a black t-shirt and gray sweatpants, pleaded not guilty to all charges, but the details of the indictment are nothing short of shocking. The indictment describes a criminal enterprise led by Diddy that existed to facilitate his abuse and exploitation of women, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. One of the most shocking aspects of the indictment is the allegation that Diddy organized events known as freak-offs. These were elaborate sex performances that involved frequent days-long sexual activity with male commercial sex workers, some of whom were transported over state lines. Diddy allegedly used violence and intimidation to ensure participation in these events, leveraging his power over victims by distributing narcotics, exploiting his financial support, and threatening to cut off that support. He also threatened to expose embarrassing and sensitive recordings of these events if the women did not comply with his demands. The indictment also details repeated physical abuse by Diddy. He allegedly assaulted women by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These assaults often resulted in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Diddy also allegedly assaulted witnesses to his abuse, further demonstrating his willingness to use violence to maintain control. Diddy relied on his power as a business empire leader to commit these crimes. Employees of Diddy's businesses, including high-ranking supervisors, security staff, personal assistants, and household staff, acted as intermediaries to arrange travel and hotel rooms, stock the hotel rooms for Diddy's commercial sex activity, contact or locate women and other individuals he targeted for abuse, and conceal and cover up the abuse. This criminal concealment included efforts to prevent law enforcement from learning about his abuse. Diddy is charged with 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison, 1 count of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison and a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years in prison, and 1 count of transportation for purposes of prostitution, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. And it seems the music mogul won't be going down alone. His industry buddies, from Jay-Z to Jennifer Lopez, may be next on the chopping block. Celebrities joining Diddy. Diddy's associates are scrambling to clear their names after the music mogul was arrested. Their crimes are surfacing, and it might not take long for them to join Diddy in jail. One of them is Young Miami. Diddy and Young Miami.
If you guys new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I really appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys on the next video, man. Peace.